Hi Paul. So this is an update to how I've been doing with Python. So the first main section of the book was a very in-depth look at how variables work in Python, since they're kind of different. Because I had it up here before, but this is one way to define them. So each one is like 12 is num1, 14 is num2, and so on. But you don't define this variable as an int as much as when you type in it's equal to a number, then it defines itself as an int. Same thing with a string. There's lists, which are kind of Python's version of an array, and you can splice into it, you can index it. A dictionary, which is an unordered version of a list that uses these keys. So you can search through with specific keys. The keys can be strings, ints, a array or a dictionary and a list can both hold like other dictionaries or other lists in them, so they could be multidimensional. One of the really interesting things in this though is the one type of object in Python is file. So you can write a string, this, and have it, you can write something to it. So here's that list. Here's all the variables from that list written into the string, or written into the file, and then you close the file. Then you can go back and open up the file again in write this time, because R is write, or read, I'm sorry, read. W is write. And then you can read it out, put it to a variable, and then print it, and then close it again to keep it. Here's an insertion in a dictionary. And then a really interesting term is, so when you write to a file, if you just write to it standard, it has to be a string. But if you pickle it, which is an interesting term for it, you can save the validity of it, I guess. So right now it makes this file, and to write to, it takes dd, which is the dictionary, and then dumps it with pickle, which you have to import. I'm sorry, I didn't mention that. To test pickle, and then you close test pickle. Yeah. From here, I reopen that same file that it was dumped to as read binary, load it, and then I print the first value of it. So since it's still the dictionary, I ask for this key, and then it'll print out that new key and then close it again. Where a dictionary differs from, or where pickling differs from a file, is that if you're only writing to a file, it can only be a string, or it has to be a string. Whereas when you pickle it, it keeps, like I said before, it keeps the validity, keeps the context for Python. Another really interesting thing to do that I found out was with file, you can actually write it to JSON. And then through this, I create another dictionary here and print it out quick. From here I dump the JSON, or I create, how do I put it? I create a JSON file in the specific directory, because otherwise it'll print it to the same file as the solution. And then it'll read it, or open it, read it, and it will compress it into JSON, then read it. So this will dump it into transform it into JSON text, in which case it'll then put it into this file right here. And then I put it back, try and get it back to variable, and test to see if it's the original, what it was changed into is the same as the object itself, and it would not be. So you have to convert it back with load, and then convert it. Once it's converted, it will be an array, even if it looks really similar. So here it will test again, and it will come out true. So here, prints out the list, but splice prints out that time. It's a variable, the variable list, and then it'll print out print out the dictionary, and then when it compares it to the transformed dictionary, it will compare false, and one is technically JSON, even if it looks very similar. And then it reprints the now transformed back to a dictionary, and it'll be true since it's the same. I don't know currently what I'm going to do for a final, but maybe something to do with files. As I keep doing this, I'll hopefully figure it out. Thank you.